A man who works hard sweats hard.
X4 Foundations. It's a bit like Star Citizen, except single player.
Tired of waiting for shuttles? Want to fly wherever you want, whenever you want? Then what you need is a pilot's license. And what's the best place to get? Time guaranteed. Tired of waiting for shuttles? Want to fly wherever you want, whenever you want? Then what you need is a pilot's license. And what's the best place to get? Chase Winger's Flight School. I do theory, I do practice, and I'm licensed for weapons training. With my tried and tested training course, you'll be an ace pilot in no time, guaranteed. Success not guaranteed. No liability in case of explosion, blood trauma, exsanguination, asphyxiation, or rapid decompression.
I've already done the tutorial, so I'm just playing for time here. See, most people would sooner die than think. In fact, they do so. Bertrand Russell.
Before we begin, I need to perform a few routine physical tests. Regulations, you know. Please move your head as far up or down as you can. Okay, now please walk a few steps. Faster, please. Okay, now do a few jumping jacks, please. Finally, a few squats, please.
So that faster, please, wasn't originally in there.
Great. You seem to be in good physical shape, so we can move on to your flying lessons. Let me know how you want to proceed. Yes? We'll start by using the transporter room outside to go to the docking bay. From here, you need to embark and take the controls.
Sure thing.
Quasar, Vanguard.
You are cleared for undocking. Proceed. Use the steering controls to turn your ship.
Remain
Now,
footed.
use the strafing controls to move sideways or vertically. Okay, before we continue, make sure there's no obstacle right in front of you. I can't check from here, so I have to trust you on this one. When you clear, gently accelerate forwards. There's usually a speed limit inside docking areas, but you don't have to worry about exceeding it. The ship's computer will limit the speed for you. You can also fly backwards. Try this now.
Welcome to Driver's Ed.
Now, I need you to make sure there really is nothing in front of you. When you're ready, strap in and hit your ship's boost.
You have a limited pool of boost energy. Use it wisely. Your remaining boost energy is shown on the speed bar, right below your crosshair. You may also notice that it has set your speed to maximum. This is normal.
And I
will
sound
only
very soft
persist
and
until you
chewy.
change speed again.
Some
Some
AI
pilots
voices
even
there.
find it a convenient way to set their speed to maximum. So let's practice what you've learned so far. I've prepared a little course for you. Please fly close to each of the navigation beacons in turn. Your next target will always be marked in orange. Don't worry, you're not being timed.
And they're not exactly being slammed with criticism for it. I think especially with when this is a rather niche game. And a game like Starfield is far more popular than this.
Fly to the marked station. Now that you're in range, interact with the station to request docking permission. Follow the trail of lights to your assigned dock.
Now, fun fact, even though you do have the option to request docking permission, in this game you don't actually have to. You just fly in.
Turn your ship in the indicated direction. You should now be able to see an abstract representation of the docking bay and your position relative to it. Each element must be aligned before you can dock. When aligned, the elements change color from red to green. If you can afford them, there are software upgrades that make this process a bit easier.
I've done those docking procedures dozens of times, so that's relatively simple to me now.
This next thing is something you are going to be using a lot. I've marked a remote location for you to fly to. Don't worry, I don't expect you to crawl there at your base speed. First, please align your ship so it points roughly towards the target. Now, activate travel mode. Depending on your engine type, it may take a little time to get started. Look at your speed bar just below the crosshairs. You will keep accelerating for a while until you reach your ship's top travel speed. You've probably noticed other modes in the list when you activated this one. Each mode has its special use, and only one mode can be active at a time. Whenever you're ready, quickly drop out of travel mode.
That is actually a dangerous rate of
Right. The
deceleration.
next part will take place some distance from here, so let's take a break and let the autopilot do the hard work for now. The autopilot automatically navigates to the current objective. It gauges travel mode when appropriate and makes use of gates, accelerators, and highways. It even avoids obstacles in the way.
Like, well, mostly.
which is why you still need to be at the controls. You may notice that it sometimes turns travel mode off when everything seems wide open to you. The safeties are on a bit of a hair trigger, probably to keep insurance rates from skyrocketing. Today, we'll learn how to use the various means of travelling between systems and sectors. Before we start, please note the yellow icon below your crosshair. The manuals call it the check engine light, but I've never seen an engine that looks like that. It means that you can't make use of your travel mode right now. That's because this lesson takes place in a region that prevents it from working. Being hit by a weapon disables your travel drive for a short time as well, so don't rely on it to get out of trouble. I've also heard of weapons that target this system specifically to make you an easy target for pirates. On to the actual lesson at hand. In front of you is a jump gate. Sometimes you'll find one that's inactive. This one's working though, which you can tell from the swirly bits in the middle. To use it, simply fly through. That's all there is to it. Now, I've been told that the technology is totally different, but in practice, these accelerators function pretty much exactly like jump gates. Fly through this one. While jump gates connect different star systems, accelerators take you to different places within the same one. Up next, a superhighway. They also take you to sectors within a star system. The main difference is that they are directional, so you need to use the entry gate, not the exit. Fly into the entry gate. As you see, it's a tiny bit slower than the other methods. I like it though, it lets me enjoy the view. Highways can also be local. The entry of one is right in front of you. Fly into it. It has a much slower speed than the superhighway we just came out of, but it's still a whole lot faster than most ships can travel on their own. It's not wide enough for capital ships, though. Medium-sized ships are the largest that can use them. Local highways can be entered and exited at any point along the way. Fly into the one right in front of you. This highway is special in that it leads you right into a jump gate. You don't have to do anything. The transition will just work on its own. There we go. Please pay attention to the objective in the corner of your HUD. It's counting down to when you should exit the highway. Wait until it's done, then exit the highway.
Okay, 100 kilometers... 50.
Now.
10.
Well done.
promoted, well, it's only an hour's drive away if your car could go straight upwards.
Time to learn how to defend yourself. There are a handful of targets in front of you. Their HUD color indicates that they are enemies. Some are darker than the others. Those are behind something and can't be hit with your weapons right now. I've now activated your primary weapon. The small dots that have just appeared indicate where the weapons are currently aiming. They will automatically track your current target as long as it's close enough. Note that the HUD markers of some targets are smaller. These targets are currently outside your weapon range. Select the closest enemy target. A new HUD element has appeared right in the center of the target. This is the aim ahead indicator. It shows you where you need to aim, which is especially useful if the target is moving. Slowly cycle through all the targets. When a target outside your weapon range has been selected, you can see the weapon indicators becoming darkened. The aim ahead indicator also changes its appearance. Select the closest enemy target again and shoot at it until it's destroyed. Keep destroying the targets. You'll need to move closer in order to hit some of them. If you look to the right of your crosshair, you'll see bars next to your weapons that gradually fill up when you are firing. This is heat. It automatically dissipates when you stop firing. This happens more slowly if there are multiple weapons cooling down at the same time. This target is much sturdier than the others. Look at the blue bar above the target. This is its shield strength. After a few seconds without damage, it will begin to recharge. All shields work like this, including your own. I've now activated your secondary weapon, missile launcher. It's loaded with a type of guided missile that requires a target lock. Please select the target in front of you. You can now see a lock being acquired. You may fire when ready. The target has dropped something. Fly right at it to pick it up. It's another type of missile. It has been automatically added to your ammunition storage. Missile launchers have limited ammunition. You can see the number of remaining missiles to the left of your crosshair. Look at the curved blue bar below your crosshairs. I'm going to demonstrate damage to your shields. Wait for it. There we go, it's recharging. So, you've successfully built a station. Now, let's make it operate properly. First off, you need a manager. Dock at the nearby station and hire someone.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Welcome.
Quasar, Vanguard.
Hello there. Hello.
Now, interact with your new station and select the manager role.
It'll be a pleasure working with you.
The new hire will now travel to the station and start working. Almost every production module turns one or more resources into a product. Solar power being one exception. Your one requires silicon and energy cells and produces silicon wafers. Open the map. Select the mining ship and assign it to mine for the station. It'll also want to buy certain resources, like energy cells, as well as sell as products. So assign the 2 transport ships to trade for the station.
Mind the gap.
Awaiting orders.
Awaiting orders. The station manager is now taking care of orders for these ships. How well they do depends on the skill of the manager or the ship's pilot, whichever is better. The miner will start to work straight away, but the traders can't. Your station has no budget to buy resources. Open its info menu. Now put some money into the station account by moving the slider. You can also simply accept the manager's estimate. The manager is now going to use that budget to buy resources. Profits from selling products also go into this account. As soon as the manager exceeds the limit by a certain margin, any excess funds will automatically be transferred to your account. Now, interact with the station and open the logical overview. Here you can see a diagram of the station's production line, among other things. To the left, you can see the various resource wares in the station's storage. Next to that are the productions. This station only has one, but you can add many different ones. The rightmost column shows the end products currently in storage. There are many things that you can control from this menu. Select any of the wares. You can override several automatic settings or assign a trade rule specific to this ware. Select the silicon wafers production. It shows you a lot of detailed info, and you can pause the production from here. You can also use this menu to set some wares to be traded without having a production module that needs or produces them. Try to add helium as a trade ware. It shows a warning symbol. If you open the details, you can see what it's about. In this case, the problem is that your station doesn't have the right kind of storage for this ware. You can remove it by deselecting it in the Select Trade Wares menu. You've probably been wondering about the workforce production, so let's open that now. Each production module works better when it has people working in it. The optimal amount depends on the type of production. Workers require food and medicine, even when they're not working. Keep them consistently supplied with these, or they're going to leave. At the bottom, you can see how the workforce is expected to change over time. Growth mainly depends on the sector population, but plenty of living space and a well-maintained station helps as well. You can also build certain welfare modules to attract workers more quickly. Open the drones menu now. Here you can set target amounts for certain types of drones. The manager will then create buy offers for drone components and manufacture them once these arrive. While most traders carry cargo drones of their own, giving the station a few as well can speed up trades with capital ships. And I don't need to tell you why defence and repair drones might be useful, right? And those are the foundations of station management. You can keep looking around. Simply close the map to complete this tutorial.
The jump gate shutdown is now defined as the single most important event in the history of the network. A disaster of cataclysm.
Ah, yes. The Adventures of Celia Tarrant. My most brilliant and distinguished subject. I mean assistant. From a young age, I dare presume. She
Subject
yearned to
assistant.
explore the unknown and uncover the mysteries of our universe. Indeed, it may appear as if we had a lot in common back then. We surveyed anomalies in time and space, brought about the materialization of a unique and special station, almost intentionally, and escaped from the vicious machinations of one pair of particularly unpleasant split fellows. And that...
Oh look, this one is contingent upon playing this one
The jump gate shut.
and getting the player HQ.
Ah, yes. Assistant, we have already accomplished much, but there remains a lot to be done before we can achieve our life's work. Fascinatingly obscure sectors require charting. Groundbreaking research needs to be groundbreakingly researched. And there appears to be a smudge on my habitation unit. I suggest you get to work immediately.
Ah, yes, Bozo Tom.
Hello there.
I'd like to have an office like this, IRL. I mean, look at it. Plenty of space. These shelves need more stuff on them.
Node in. Vanguard.
Let's start flying around. Work will find us.
Autopilot. Engage.
Now, when you start a new game out in the open world, you want to start working for the Tikva Free League as soon as you can.
Entering Grand Exchange. Or
And as to why, I'm going to give you a small cargo ship. It's part of the first mission. And they'll let you keep it.
entering system. 18 billion.
Yep, this is it.
Autopilot. Disengage. Autopilot. Engage.
Yeah, I've been playing this since I think late summer 23.
Entering system. Silent witness.
Long before my debut.
Greetings, my friend. Interstellar diplomacy is an alluring interdisciplinary pursuit. Part science, part etiquette, part curiosity. If you so wish, I will undertake this compelling research on your behalf. Consider it your first tentative step into a larger dialogue.
This automated message is being broadcast exclusively in the proximity of Heredit's End. Signs indicate that we will imminently witness the extraordinarily rare reactivation of a jump gate. The Alliance of the World has assembled an expedition to study this rare event. A reactivation, able to be investigated scientifically, is an exceedingly uncommon opportunity. You are welcome to join us.
Autopilot. Disengage.
Now, in the older X Universe games, the autopilot was also known as autopilot. It would sometimes crash into things.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Welcome.
Hello. Goodbye.
You also said it would be prevented.
Only if I was given accurate information.
That's not going to be of much comfort to their families, is it? Please come in.
Ah, this must be the new recruit.
This is Dalbasta. He's been helping us in our efforts to expand our business.
That's one way of putting it.
As you may have heard, a Hatikva freighter was destroyed earlier today. It seems that the Scale Plate Pact don't like the idea of us going clean.
Unfortunately, this is what happens when you act on bad intel.
That's something we're looking to improve on. If you're willing, I'd like you to help us. Our goal is to break all ties with Scale Plate, while making sure they don't continue harassing us.
Easier said than done, but with the right preparation, I'll have them eating out of your hand.
That's the
I'll be on my ship. I look forward to working with you.
He's nothing if not confident. So, what do you say? Hatikva have not had it easy in the years gone by. We traded with whoever was willing. They were chaotic times, and Scale Plate gave us an opportunity to grow. The Argons simply offer better trade and security prospects than Scale Plate ever could. I've known Dal for several years now. He's a very cunning and skilled analyst. When I was tasked to expand our trade operations, get closer to the Argon, I knew I needed him on board. Unfortunately, the Scale Plate Pact have proven to be rather erratic.
Yeah, cunning. One way to describe an analyst. Alright,
Glad to hear it. I'll let Dal know. Just follow his instructions and you'll be fine. Why don't you go chase Dal down? I'm sure he'd want to show off his ship.
Unless they took out that one mission.
Ah, Captain. Welcome aboard my ship. She's a beauty, isn't she? She's equipped with the best surveillance and computing technology around. And you couldn't ask for a better crew. Handpicked them myself. So, what can I do for you? I'm here to give Hatikva options on how to deal with their scale plate problem. I specialize in analyzing and resolving troublesome situations. But to do that, I need reliable information. Eager to get started. How about we give you a nice, simple task to begin with? We need more information regarding scale plate supply lines and distribution methods. Anything to help us in predicting their movements and behavior. It's also something the local law enforcement would be interested in knowing. You'll be acquiring that data from one of their stations. For that, you'll need a computer worm to confuse their security protocols. Lucky for you, we can have one prepared in no time. You'll need a nimble ship, perhaps a scout. Just in case you need to get out of there quick. We'll send you the worm program when it's ready.
Vanguard.
Welcome you in my capacity as commanding officer of this expedition. The Alliance of the Word is a collective of scholars and scientists from the moron of Kingdom and some months ago via the messenger drone network. It seems they've been making some headway with their gate technology experimentation.
And when you thought the lip syncing in Mass Effect Andromeda was bad, just wait till you play X4.
Scientists have tried and failed to interact with the gate network.
We've uploaded the worm to your ship database. Don't worry, it won't do anything to your systems. The safest method of delivery is through an external vulnerability. You can usually find some on poorly maintained stations. We leave it up to you which station to target. Just let the program do its thing.
Entering system. Morningstar.
Requesting immediate backup.
Entering system. Heretics End.
Hey, the music's good, huh?
I'm delighted to see that everyone has made it. Explorer, please fall into formation to accommodate the remaining attendees.
So many ships! I cannot believe we are actually here, ready to witness something truly historic.
The Terran Secret Service has been alerted to potential gate activity. The Intervention Corps has been ordered to undertake a threat assessment with regard to the potential impact on Sol territories. We can only guarantee everyone's safety as long as the expedition remains close to the intervention fleet. However, we advise everyone to stay clear of our firing arcs.
Initial scans indicate some activity. We will need to get closer for a more thorough read of the situation. Mission Specialist, approach the gate nacelle and interface with it to initialize a direct data stream for our onboard science team.
Affirmative. Approaching the jump gate. Activating scanner. Accessing nacelle.
Data stream is initialized. It looks like... Fall back. Spike.
Battle stations, prepare to engage.
Nothing?
Well then, Intervention Corps, prepare for traversal.
The expedition shall follow close behind. Mission Specialist, remain here and establish an outpost to derive a complete reading of the gate's coordinate data.
On it, sir. Godspeed, everyone.
System, watchful gaze.
Preliminary scans indicate that this system is uninhabited. No sign of boron or any other kind of life, biological or artificial.
This cannot be true. Are you certain that the sensors are not malfunctioning? It has been so long. I really thought this might be the day I finally reconnect with my kin of the Fin.
Take heart, Boron Exile. You may yet be a step closer to your reunion. Explorer, we need some detailed system mapping. The task is in your hands. There is much to learn here. Has identified some points of potential interest. We are having trouble locking on to exact locations at this range. See if you can pinpoint them for us.
Weapons.
I am picking up. Oh no, never mind that. Nothing of interest here. This system's peculiar conditions make getting accurate readings rather troublesome.
Newmont Khaled, sir? Our team confirms that the Heretics End Gate does indeed contain the coordinates to the Kingdom End system. The timing cannot be coincidental, can it? Just after we received word from the Boron? Is it possible that their experiments were somehow related to the gate reinitialization?
Coordinates and timing are relevant, but not conclusive. The fact of the matter is that this is definitely not Kingdom End. Interstellar messenger drones are not the fastest form of communication. We do not know what has occurred on the Boron side since their last message. Theoretically, a connection between the two gates is possible, but that is just a theory. It could well be that the systems were linked in the distant past.
Yes. Unfortunately, a theoretical compatibility does not mean much in itself. If activating or reprogramming these gates were easy, I am certain I would have overcome the challenges long ago.
The split didn't exactly give you a choice over your research focus. Could this be the Boron? Could they really have unlocked jump gate technology?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. At this point, any further hypothesis would be mere speculation. Until we have more evidence, keep your ideas off general comms. If you must elaborate your theories, feel free to put them in writing.
Just said shut up about that.
Oh my! Could that be?
By the Trinity, a Boron vessel.
My instinct says we should take a closer look. Your ship's sensors are picking up a weak energy signature amongst the debris. Assistant, I think you should suit up and investigate.
Nodem, Vanguard.
See if you can repair the panel to gain access.
Docking granted. Nodem, Vanguard. Nodem, Vanguard.
Alright, where's the panel? Through here, I suppose.
Running decryption and reconstruction algorithm. The data is woefully incomplete, but it appears that this was an outpost of some manner. There are signs of an attack from several directions. It seems that the operators would have had little, if any, time to react. How frustratingly peculiar. I am forwarding all of this to our esteemed expedition commander. Perhaps he can garner more clues. I have my doubts, though.
Docking granted. Docking aborted. Docking granted. Node in Vanguard.
Explorer, you have an unidentified ship on an intercept trajectory. This is our first contact in the newly opened network. We have no idea of who they are, or their intentions. Investigate, and if possible, make contact, but maintain vigilance.
Oh, hi! Aliens! Please, do not be afraid. I shall disengage my armament. Greetings. I am so pleased to make your acquaintance.
Incredible! Finally, contact with our aquatic allies. Bosota, are you receiving this?
What did you say? A boron? Truly? A living, buoyant boron? Are my ocular sensor organs deceiving me? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Bosota, and I can barely recall another boron face. I have been driven from my people for that long. Will you please deign to share your time with me?
I am Mila T, adventurer extraordinaire. I would be delighted to spend time with you.
As appointed delegate of the Alliance of the Word, please allow me to extend my greetings to you and your people. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Mila T.
Adventure
I do not
extraordinaire.
have any official capacity as such, but it is marvelous to be seeing actual people from beyond the disconnected gates. How did you get here? Has a gate reopened? Are we connected once more? Oh, I knew it would have to happen eventually. What joyous news!
Momentous news indeed. Although we're less than clear on how this has occurred. There was speculation that the boron triggered the gate reinitialization. Messages from your scientists indicated that they were working on such a task. Please, can you direct us towards Kingdom End?
You were in contact with Kingdom End? That is marvelous news. It has been decades since we were cut off. We have heard nothing in all that time. The severing of the connection with Nishala has been indescribably distressing for all of us.
My system is in profound turmoil. To meet a fellow boron after all these years is an incandescent joy. But to find that you, too, are cut off from the homeworld is a misery.
More than you know, Bosota. We have all mourned this loss.
But without access to Kingdom End, your Queen and Parliament, how do you govern yourselves?
After the severance, there was a period of chaos, until a royal steward was appointed. I have had dealings with him. It would be my pleasure to make an introduction.
We must make haste. There is much to be discussed with your leadership.
Follow me, you cavalcade of curious creatures.
A boron society not headed by a queen? This is somewhat hard to fathom.
Indeed, Bosota. From your own experience, you understand the pain of separation. I doubt other species appreciate the biological depth of our harmonious societal interconnection. It was worse than it is now. It used to be that all our systems were isolated, severed, Nishla, but also from each other. Fortunately, several of our systems reconnected to each other eventually, but none received word from home. Reorganization became a necessity. The provinces adrift, as we call ourselves, were only ever intended to be temporary, but under the Royal Steward, it has grown into a comprehensive governing body. But some of us have never given up on Kingdom End. Your communication with the homeworld is momentous in the extreme. Not a soul in these systems has found evidence of where the Kingdom End even still exists.
Jump gate to an unknown sector. Let's go.
Goodness. Someone from beyond our realm. Surely this indicates that our reports are correct. The once dormant gate has indeed resumed its function and brought our province into alignment with our erstwhile allies. You must realize what this means. All the resources of the Commonwealth are now within reach. At long last, a chance to end the shortages. Pick up the pace.
I must warn you, the provinces adrift are not awash with the luxuries of the old kingdom. The pain of severance has been constant, but our economy has also suffered. The shortages of essential goods have cut deeply. Reconnection with the network may alleviate some of these issues, at least.
You bring us guests, outsiders, with a fleet no less. What have you been up to?
More than that, Royal Steward, I bring momentous news. The fleet, this Paranid-led fleet, it came from the dormant gate in watchful gaze. They have communicated with Kingdom End. They have no Kingdom End gate, but they have communication. We are connected to the network once more.
My word,
The delegation seeks an audience. May I?
Yes, of course. There is so much to discuss, so much to consider.
Royal Steward, would it be in order for me to accompany the delegation?
I'm sure you have other things to do. Diplomacy is not the same thrill as exploration.
Please, Royal Steward, with your permission.
Of course, Neelati. By all means, accompany the delegation.
Explorer, you have displayed some usefulness thus far. I'm tasking you with joining us in meeting the Royal Steward. I may have need of your insights.
You have clearly made an impression on the expedition commander. I sense you are becoming more central to his plans. Join the delegation. Watch this Royal Steward. I have some experiments to attend to, though I shall keep an eye on you. A boron capital ship. In all my days. A perfect equilibrium of function and ergonomics. And with such flair. My current abode is penurious in comparison.
I just love the way Bozo-tan describes things.
My ropalium near explodes with the joy of welcoming esteemed visitors. This historic occasion is the first of its kind. I am Leda V, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her loyal servant, it is my profound pleasure to welcome an emissary of the Paranid Empire. And once business is out of the way, I insist you join me on a more informal tour.
Esteemed Royal Steward Lita Wee, thank you for your most gracious welcome. You must forgive me. I, Numunkaret, am no Empire emissary. I represent the Alliance of the Word, a diplomatic forum and scientific organization funded by various races across the network.
My. But do you have letters patent from the Empire? The provinces adrift are in dire straits. We must negotiate terms of assistance.
I am compelled to reiterate, I do not speak for the Paranid authorities. Though we do bring news which may bring joy. We have been in communication with Kingdom End. Limited fragile communication, but communication nevertheless. Some months ago we received word from your homeworld. It was heartening to discover that the Boron Core has survived the shutdown, and learn of their most ambitious endeavor. Their entire scientific resources are focused on understanding and manipulating jumpgate technology. We humbly request your permission to investigate the dormant jumpgates in your territory, and to set up a scientific outpost in the region, should that be required.
There are so many implications to consider. This really is momentous. I am afraid I must decline your request, for now. We cannot be precipitous.
By the glistening waters of Nishala!
I fail to understand. We ask for no more than your permission. We certainly have no wish to be a drain on your resources.
Leader Wee, they are trying to connect us with Kingdom End. They have communications.
Neela T, this obsession with finding home is entirely yours. You may have the luxury of gallivanting around the galaxy in search of miracles, but I have responsibilities. I have the welfare of billions of souls to consider. Our guests have already made clear that the outside network, with all its resources, has been unable to connect with our homeworld. The priority at this juncture is the welfare of our people, and I shall not be distracted from that.
Honored host, we will of course expedite communications with the governments of the network. I'm sure emissaries are preparing as we speak. Yet, if we could simply...
Enough, please. I understand your request, but I do not think you understand what is at stake. Please have patience, but for now, the matter is settled.
Outrageous! The Boron Queen's government itself is racing to reconnect, and you decline to facilitate? What kind of royal steward are you?
Please?
There is nothing to be gained from trading insults.
This is absurd. Our work is of the utmost importance. Your obduracy is beyond me. I shall take my leave. Heading to the dock, awaiting pickup.
That certainly could have gone better. A fall may not be lost.
I am so very sorry you had to witness that embarrassingly discordant display. Leader Wee and I disagree on much, but he is not a bad person. You know, he is just... scared.
Request for home was an obsession?
Oh, you took note of that, did you? Time after time I approach Leader Wee for the resources to find our way back home, but he has come to the conclusion that efforts spent on this endeavor come at an immediate cost to our people. I would hate for you to get the impression that I do not care for my fellow Boron here, out on the fringes. I am truly seeking to make a difference for the people. Serving the Queen's subjects is a duty for me. You see, I do not like to draw too much attention to it, but I myself am the progeny of stranded minor royals. Before you bow or anything like that, I am not part of the direct line of succession, and that is not how our monarchy works in any case. Yet, it drives me to find a path back home, for the people to once again delight in a reunited, merry realm.
What is he afraid of?
I think he is scared of falling short. He carries the weight of the expectations of the entire provinces. He wants to keep everyone safe, and I think he fears that your expedition will exacerbate an already dangerous situation.
Dangerous situation?
Yes, fraught with danger. The provinces lie uncomfortably close to Kark territory. When Sanctuary of Darkness first connected to the provinces, it triggered regular attacks. We barely managed to protect ourselves with the meager military that we could cobble together. Thankfully, the waves have calmed for now. The Kark incursions eventually ceased. All attempts to communicate with these enigmatic creatures have failed, so I would hesitate to call it a ceasefire. It is more of a lull in hostilities. As you can imagine, the situation remains rather fragile. Pleasant travels.
The Protectorate has determined that this system poses no threat to the citizens of Sol or the wider network. Our orders are to deploy to a position of more strategic importance. Still, stay alert. None of us know what might be lurking out there.
The Alliance of Court thanks you for your support. You shall proceed alone from here on. Our military friends are needed elsewhere. Who does this fool think he is? Does he not understand the gravity of our mission? Withholding his consent, we shall continue without it if necessary.
Patience towards the closed-minded.
You may have a point. Perhaps his simple mind cannot grasp all the variables at play. I wonder if we can help him to see the bigger picture.
Laidawee is afraid.
Yes, you are right. That much is obvious. I cannot help but wonder if there's more to the issue than that. Perhaps he is overly attached to his role as Prime Administrator of the provinces. A reunion with Kingdom End would inevitably result in him having to relinquish power and standing.
He certainly fears the cock.
Ah, I understand. He is worried that our presence will stir up an infestation of the Chitterers. The Alliance of the Ward is certainly prepared to provide assurances that our investigation will not leave him exposed to Ka'ak attacks.
Differences in the past, but I had no idea he would be so stubborn. Hello again, Explorer. Pleasant travels.
To the bridge.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction. I regret my approach at our meeting. You see, I have not hosted a diplomatic function in decades. Unfortunately, I am simply not in the habit of communicating with anyone other than Boron. You see, we Boron converse amongst ourselves, relying on complex structures of pheromones, not just mere words. There was so much to communicate, so much to cogitate upon, yet the words failed to convey my meaning. You must imagine it like painting an ocean, yet having only a single shade of blue with which to do so. From time to time, I spend the waking nights pondering the very same question. It would be misleading to cast blame for all our miseries on the Great Shutdown. In fact, when we were first riven from the wider network, the vast majority of our boron systems remained connected between themselves. Isolated from external threats, we commenced a new age of reflection and scientific endeavor. And while this period of peace brought the wealth of Kingdom End to fabulous new heights, we were not complacent. Resources were stockpiled throughout the Queendom, a precautionary measure. Oh, we thought we were prepared, yet in truth we were far from it. We Boron are inherently connected to each other, you see. We thrive on a collective sort of innate affinity. Once that connection was severed, each system found itself in complete isolation. Things fell apart quite quickly, I'm afraid to say. Productivity collapsed catastrophically. Stockpiles were depleted far more rapidly than anticipated, and there was no way to replenish them. After years of disarray, Great Reef finally reconnected with barren shores. Later, it was joined by several other systems. The provinces adrift were founded, but by then the damage was done. We still lacked crucial resources. I contend that it was the collective psychological toll of the severance that caused this, more so than the evident logistical challenges posed by the shutdown.
Perhaps there's a positive solution.
Your commendable commitment to peace is as welcome as it is unexpected. The Alliance of the Word is to be lauded for its respect for our peaceful ways.
Good.
I am fully aware of Neela T's royal connections. Is it your opinion of me that I am some petty functionary who can be bought and sold, bribed by the highest bidder? You misjudge me, and you misjudge Neela T.
See,
For
actually,
all
I have
our
to select that
disagreements,
option
I
in order
cannot
to
conceive that she would be
continue
party
with
to
this
such
mission.
a grubby approach. Of course I desire the return of the provinces adrift to the warm embrace of the homeworld. But what kind of servant would I be if I did so at the expense of the welfare of those under my charge? This is all terribly challenging. My instinct is that your expedition is honest in its intent. However, I find your judgment questionable. Well, I feel that I must allow you to proceed in your mission. However, I ask of you, do not make me regret this. With the gate in Watchful Gaze reactivated, to our knowledge, only 3 more dormant gates remain in province space. One is located in Ocean of Fantasy, another in Barren Shores. The final one was discovered by scouts in Sanctuary of Darkness. If Sanctuary of Darkness sounds foreboding, you may find that the name is fitting. It is host to a significant Ka'ak infestation. Even uttering the name makes my fins tingle. Yet I must remain firm on the matter. Do not, under any circumstances, engage with the Ka'ak. Every interaction with them results in horrific conflict.
You have our word, Leader Wee. We shall do everything in our power to avoid undue provocation.
Thank you. And may I bestow upon you a gift? We have prepared for you a fighter ship. A humble gift, but hopefully it will be of use to you in the times ahead.
Explorer, you have done well to secure access for us to continue our mission. Please, claim the scout ship as your own. Serve you well. Investigate the dormant gates to formulate the next step of our expedition.
I am already familiar with the gate in Ocean of Fantasy. If you supply me with the necessary equipment and provide me with a few pointers as to what exactly I am to do, it would be my deepest pleasure to assist.
Excellent. The Alliance shall investigate Barren Shores. That only leaves the matter of the final gate, the location of which is somewhat more precarious. Explorer, you have excelled thus far. Put that new fighter of yours to good use, and find Sanctuary of Darkness. It seems that you are best suited to this task.
All the times I dreamt of being reunited with my fellow Boron, it never crossed my mind that they might be in such impoverished circumstances. I know that the Alliance has received communications from Kingdom End, but those were dispatched decades ago. Hopefully, they have fared better than the Boron here. I am curious about the contents of their message. Just how much of their preliminary findings have they shared with their Alliance counterparts? Once we have gained access to both gates' data, maybe the Alliance really intends to conduct experiments from our side too. Trying to manipulate gates would be an incredibly involved undertaking. Yet it seems as though Numankaret is single-minded about the whole endeavor. Can you imagine the possibilities that would be open to us if we could manipulate these gates at will?
Thanks to the newly opened trade routes, we have commenced rebuilding our shipyard. You are, of course, most welcome to aid us in our undertaking. Your efforts will, of course, be lucratively compensated.
Unknown station, unknown station, unknown object. Okay. Alright, that
I
looks
have
like a jump
arrived
gate.
at my designated inactive gate. I shall commence taking readings immediately.
Entering system. Sanctuary of Darkness.
Sanctuary of Darkness. According to our archives, there was once a Xenon presence hereabouts in the network. I wonder what befell them.
Oh, is that so? Then we were quite lucky that our systems were not connected directly to a Xenon stronghold. There is no way we would have survived, given the state of our military.
Now, see if you can locate the inactive gate in this system.
Be careful. Take great care when navigating. We must honor our word and avoid the cut. You will also need to be cautious of the region's other hazards. I recommend that you stick close to the asteroids. They seem to be an exceptional indicator of where your ship will not be harmed.
Entering system. Sanctuary of Darkness. Autopilot. Autopilot. Disengage. Mako.
Assistant, perhaps locating the jump gate would be easier if you were to use your ship's long-range scanner.
Alright, the controller's having some issues. Seems like maybe here, perhaps? this is gonna get a little dangerous. I see what looks like a jump gate up ahead.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
My shields. Come on.
There it is. Approach the jump gate in the cell. Try to get a reading. Each jump gate has 2 pairs of nacelles. They act as caches for storing operational data, among many other things. They're still not very familiar with this technology, or who created it, but thanks to recent scientific advancements, we are able to make sense of some of the information that we are retrieving. It seems apparent that some of the data likely represents the coordinates of other jump gates. Whether this means that these gates were connected in the distant past is mere conjecture. Perhaps the builders have reasons unknown to us for certain gates to hold special compatibility. The vast majority of the data in these caches remains a vexing mystery to us all. Everything we can access from this nacelle. Move on to the one on the opposite side. Yes, some of this data looks rather promising. I'm forwarding all of this to our science team as we speak.
Abort.
Oh my! I'm picking up a worrisome fluctuation in energy signatures.
Just as we were told to do not engage them. Must engage them.
positive. I just hope this commotion does not result in a more severe and unwelcome reaction.
Our science team has poured over the data that Mila T was able to lift from the cache. While we have not yet completed our examination of the Sanctuary of Darkness cache, it is quite obviously the most promising of the gates. Despite the additional challenges the Ka'a will represent.
More dangerous, perhaps. But I'm afraid that things are not going well in Ocean of Fantasy either. The system's planet is devastated and completely uninhabitable.
Perhaps, once the provinces have re-established their economy, they can attempt some terraforming. For now, this expedition needs you to map out safe passage for a larger fleet to navigate through Sanctuary of Darkness. You can use nav beacons to determine an appropriate route. Just stay clear of the Ka'a installations. And other hazardous regions, obviously. For a better overview of the task in hand, do not hesitate to consult your map.
Last time I did this, it was rather tedious. So that's as expected.
You know, for the longest time, the community of planets thought the Kark had been eradicated by their joint efforts. Recent attacks on solitary miners, and now this, prove this notion was overly optimistic.
Danger. Danger. Danger.
Spoiler alert, in a future mission there will be a superhighway. But right now, that's not a thing. Yeah, the game really is this choppy. I don't know exactly what's causing it to be that way. Just hang on a few moments. Here we go. Better performance.
Danger.
1920 by 1080 when I have an RTX 3080 Ti. That's the cost. Beacon.
Yes, it looks like you found a route. Nicely done, Explorer. Everyone, move in. The expedition shall now establish a scientific outpost. This may be the beginning of a most fruitful phase in our journey together.
Not just central CPU.
Jump Gate, Great Reef. Entering system, Great Reef.
Running a Ryzen 9 5900 XT. It's 16 core, 32 thread CPU. And right now it only seems like half the threads are actually getting used.
Docking granted. Successfully docked. Mako.
Established a perimeter around the inactive jump gate. Now we are commencing the construction of an outpost. Do not elevate your hopes quite yet.
Good.
Experimentation shall begin soon, but jump gate technology is very alien and highly volatile. We do not know for certain whether we can ever successfully force a connection, particularly without real-time coordination with our Kingdom and counterparts. Nonetheless, we have an ideal candidate gate for experimentation. The Alliance of the Word has an obligation to our cousins in Kingdom and to try our utmost. These technological marvels have eluded our understanding to date. Something about the interface has remained stubbornly out of reach. The final spark. In any case, Explorer, congratulations. You have performed your part, and you have done so unimpeachably. Updated on our progress in the coming years. And, if fate wills it, you might one day find your name in the annals of the great explorers and scientists.
Nodin, Vanguard.
I think I'm gonna leave off here tonight. Probably gonna do something else later, perhaps.